This episode, it's a shocker. On a remote river in Venezuela, Dr. Brady Barr finds out what it feels like to be on the other end of nature's most electrifying animal.
Zap!
In his efforts to help crack the code on electric eel's unique way of communicating. And then, in Costa Rica, Brady is trying to solve a riddle. How far is far enough when you want to convince homesick giants not to return to your backyard?
As a herpetologist, my research has placed me in some precarious situations. On this expedition in Venezuela, I'm swimming in some potentially hostile waters, but I'm not looking for crocodiles. I've signed up to help this man, British biologist Will Crampton, net his research subjects, electric eels. That's a fish that can deliver a jolt of electricity on par with the outlets in my house.
Brady and Will are up to their eyeballs in search of electric eels in one of Venezuela's most remote rivers, El Rio Guaratico.
This is the life.
Wading in South America's rivers in search of electric fish has been Will's life for the past 10 years.
I think these are extraordinary animals. Electric fishers use electricity to create an image of the world in which they live.
Up until now, he's only measured eels' electrical signals in the Amazon. So he's come north in the hopes of comparing those frequencies to the electric fish signals found here. Will believes that in the same way each human voice sounds distinct, individual eels emit a unique electrical frequency. The electric eel is one of an unusual group of fish that uses electricity as a sixth sense. All animals use electrical signals within their bodies, but electric fish discharge a field of electricity that actually generates an image of their world around them. By living in such a murky habitat, they've lost the use of their eyes. They don't see their world, they feel it, via electrical signals. To navigate their surroundings, eels need to emit a low voltage signal, much like humans need to turn on a light to walk through a dark room. But unlike light, the eel's electrical field defines an object's internal structure.
What is a big discharge? Is it, you almost knocked unconscious, or is it?
Well, the sensation is precisely like putting your fingers into the electrical socket.
I don't want out here anymore. That's all I need to know.
With some park rangers' help and local fishermen's expertise, they set an eel trap.
These guys have stretched the net across the river, and now they're driving the fish into the net, and then they'll encircle them and pull it ashore.
And when they start to cinch the net closed, Brady receives his first jolt of reality.
Whoa, there's something right in front of me. Big.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, it's at my feet now. Oh! Yeah, there's a shock. I just got a shock. Oh. I just got a shock.
The first animal out of the net is not the culprit, but one Brady is very familiar with.
Caiman. Oh, spectacled caiman. An adult can have a bite well over 1,000 pounds per square inch. These teeth aren't designed to chew. They're designed to hang on to the prey. They make deep, deep puncture marks, upper, lower, upper, lower. Then they'll spin, and it's like a tear on the dotted line. All right, let's let this guy go.
Judging from what else is in the net,
Oh my God, look at that!
El Rio Guaratico hosts one toothy crowd.
That looks like science fiction. What is that?
Dog-toothed sharks.
This fierce predatory fish pierces its prey with its lower 1-inch canines.
That looks like something from the abyss in the ocean. Look at that thing. Oh, that that is what we call a toe biter, a giant aquatic insect, Bellastomatidae. These guys eat fish. If it bites you, it feels like somebody hit you with an ice pick. You don't have to tell me what that is. That's the piranha.
That is the true piranha.
Look at those teeth.
Yeah.
And that is just razor sharp too.
Yeah. Be careful where you put your fingers.
If I put my finger in there,
it will bite it off.
maybe I'll put it down
Be
now.
careful.
Damn, I never felt the shock. Where's the eel?
They stretch the net out a second time in a deeper part of the river.
This is gonna be a good one.
And this time, there is something in the net that the other fish desperately want to get away from.
Whoa, 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 whoa! There's an eel in there! That's big. So now if I touch it, it can get me.
Yeah, don't touch it.
How many species of these big electric eels here?
There's only one species of electric eel.
Really? On the planet? Electrophorus electricus. That sounds like a super villain.
Yeah.
Batman's taking on Electrophorus electricus. So we're safe to pick these up with the rubber gloves.
Should be.
If any water gets into their gloves, they can be shocked. And in 100-degree heat, it's very hard to stop sweating.
Okay, so I'm going to grab it here by the head.
Okay, should I try to grab it by the tail?
Yeah, if you can grab it behind.
Now, is it muscular or is it kind of flaccid?
Very, very muscular.
It is.
Yeah, and it's going to fight.
So if it
I'm going to get it.
swings up onto my face, I'm going to feel it.
I'm going to get it here, and if you get it there, and we'll do it together. Nice and slow, because it will try and struggle.
Did it get you?
Yeah, through the gloves.
Well, man, I don't like that. Are you kidding me? I'm standing in the water. Should I get out of the water? Did it really get you?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Well, man, I'm going to get out of the water.
It was a nasty one. I've had worse, though.
I saw you do the little quiver.
To record this eel's frequency, they need to bring the animal over to Will's nearby equipment.
Let's try to carry it.
But let's just try and get it to open its mouth. Can you see? That is its air-breathing membrane.
Will explained to me that unlike other fish, eels barely use their gills. Surface air gulped through the mouth passes through this bright red membrane into the eel's blood. So electric eels can only stay underwater for up to 4 minutes before they have to surface.
These are strange animals. All right, get the tape measure. Oh!
Will's research process starts with the basics.
Now, what's the biggest you've ever caught?
Mine is 185, so that's around there.
And what's
Remember, the world record is 2.5 meters, so that's, that length.
Oh! I mean, the eyes! They look like eyes that I've seen on fish that live in caves.
Right.
I mean, they're almost vestigial structures.
Exactly like cavefish. These fishes live in murky waters, and for the most part they seem to be nocturnal. So they don't really need vision. They're using their electric sense to find prey.
When it comes to hunting, the eel's electric power is unsurpassed. Once the eel's low-voltage field detects a prey item, a specialized organ discharges a 600 to 700 volt burst of electricity into the water. That kind of charge can't kill you, but it's not a pleasant sensation.
I mean, the million-dollar question is, how does an animal like this produce 700-800 volts of electricity?
Right, they have an electric organ, and the electric organs are made up of thousands of small electric cells that generate current. And that current flows out into the water around the fish.
Each electrical cell produces a minute amount of electricity. But if they all fire together, that's where you get the 700 volts.
So what they do is they connect them all up in series and in parallel, just like in a battery.
So the whole key is to fire all those cells at the exact same time. That's what we were feeling.
Will wants to not only record this eel's frequency, he'd like to identify the frequency range of more of the eel population that's hopefully swimming nearby, which means another net attempt.
Okay, let's keep our fingers crossed. Oh yeah, there's something big in the net. Oh, there's an eel! It's an eel! There's a big one in there! Whoa, 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 whoa! Let's just go quick! Let's go quick! Let's go quick! He's still in there! Oh, there's another one! Wow! We got a bunch of them!
One night in Venezuela, I came across a perfect opportunity to answer the question I'm most frequently asked. What is the difference between a crocodile and an alligator?
And we have a representative of each of the major groups. Here is a true crocodile, the Orinoco crocodile, and here we've got a caiman. which is a good representative of the alligator caiman group. Alligators and caimans have a more rounded snout. It's kind of like a duckbill, whereas crocodiles have a tapered, narrow snout. I mean, look at the difference in the shape of those two snouts. Narrow, crocodile. Rounded, an alligator or a caiman. Another good characteristic is the dentition. When a caiman or an alligator has its mouth closed, you only see the upper teeth. The lower teeth fit into sockets in the upper jaw. If you only see the upper teeth when the mouth is closed, it's an alligator or a caiman. Whereas the crocodile, you can see lower and upper teeth. The fourth lower tooth is oversized and fits in a notch on the upper snout. Those are just some real quick, easy morphological features to tell the difference between crocodiles and an alligator or a caiman.
Brady's been in Venezuela before, but never seen anything like this.
There's more than 7 electric eels in our net. That's Will's greatest capture to date. As a scientist, I know how much this data means to Will, so we're going to do everything we can not to let his subjects slip out of our hands.
In there.
Ah! Which is tough when we can't pick them up.
He's gonna get out.
Dadgummit! Oh, it's just a killer. That's all right, let him go.
And when one eel shocks, they all shock.
Oh, shoot! Thing's really bad.
This is difficult. I mean, these gloves are just not working.
No, there you go, perfect. It's like putting your tongue in an electrical outlet in your house. I mean, zap! Oh! It's not something I ever want to experience again. I mean, it just stops your heart. Is this the most eels in any one netting you've ever seen?
Yeah, it is. Spectacular. Here.
Pick the net up. There's one. Man.
The success was worth the pain. Capturing an entire group gives Will a rare opportunity to gauge just what these eels might electrically be saying to their neighbors.
You're trying to work out the language of the eel. You're trying to figure out their world.
Yeah.
Now, I guess it's kind of like bats. Bats emit a different frequency so they don't jam each other, so they don't get confused in trying to navigate when there's other species around.
Yeah, the electric signal, they need to be able to broadcast at different frequencies for 2 reasons. First of all, to avoid jamming each other, and secondly, so they can recognize each other. They have to have very, very accurate mechanisms to diagnose one individual from the next.
With an inventive assembly of equipment, Will is beginning to decipher the complex code of electrical frequencies, one eel at a time.
So I'm going to get to hear the electrical field of this eel.
Yeah, remember, this is electricity.
Right.
This fish does not produce sound. However, I can translate the voltages of electrical energy into sound through a loudspeaker.
And what the eels and other electric fish are transmitting is amazingly complex.
That's it. It's just a
They're communicating information about their identity, what age they are, what sex they are, and they're communicating information about their intentions.
Once each eel's unique frequency has been identified, they release them carefully.
Oh yeah, he did great!
Man.
After many hours of eel collection, I am a little fried.
Thank you so much.
And this is just one day on one river. And Will's got 6 other countries to cover after finishing Venezuela. But his hard work is helping scientists understand how these mysterious animals determine prey, select mates, and navigate some very dark waters. And that's all via electricity. When I research crocs in Venezuela in the future, I'll have a whole new appreciation of the charged world at play underneath the water's surface. It's a scientific mystery why crocodilians return home when they are removed from their territory, especially when you provide them with an alternative habitat that has everything they need. Another mystery is how they find their way home. Scientists have many theories. Maybe they use the stars. Do they use the magnetic fields of the Earth, like sea turtles? Or do they use their keen sense of smell to find their way home? At this point in time, nobody really knows. But answering these questions is urgently important to countries like Costa Rica, where crocs and humans literally share the rivers. When crocs get into trouble, Costa Rica doesn't kill these nuisance animals, they relocate them.
But it's really not known whether this is an effective management tool. It's not known whether these relocated crocodiles find their way home. So that's really been the focus of my research for the past few years.
To get to the bottom of Costa Rica's nuisance croc problem, I relocated a handful of American crocodiles up to 50 kilometers away from where they were captured. And to date, almost all of them have found their way home. So I'm about to undertake my greatest crocodile relocation yet to determine if a problem animal will stay put if you move them very far away. I'm looking for a candidate in familiar territory, northern Costa Rica, along the Tarcoles River.
We're going to be capturing a crocodile and translocating it, taking it to another river over 100 kilometers away. We're going to put a radio transmitter on it, and then we're going to monitor its movements and see if it can find its way home. What do they feed?
Capturing a subject for my experiment will be a little easier here, where crocodiles readily approach people. Regrettably, these crocs have been made into problem crocodiles by the tourists who are illegally feeding them. The only positive outcome is that it allows me to single out a crocodile for the job. But this is not a technique that I support using on any other crocodile population.
All right, here's our plan of attack. We're going to rely on the conditioning of these crocodiles. Any splash in the water gains these crocodiles' attention. So we're going to dangle the chicken down and hopefully pull in all the crocodiles. I'm going to lower this snare down, this noose, and maneuver it around the animal that I want. Hopefully we'll get it to swim through the noose. I'll tighten it up. We'll have a very angry crocodile on the end of the rope. Let's go.
Assisting me as always in Costa Rica is my colleague.
After him. He wants it. He wants
I've caught research subjects here before, but this time I really have to select carefully, because any croc won't do. This crocodile has to be big enough to ensure his safe passage through other dominant males' territories. That is, if he tries to return home.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
But the biggest crocodile seems to keep a safe distance. He's interested, but cautious.
He's coming.
Man, we're losing.
Soon enough, appetite wins over fear.
We got it. This is a big croc. 1, 2, 3. This is a perfect candidate to translocate. We gotta go.
It's high noon and blistering hot. The biggest danger in translocating a crocodile is the heat. And this croc has a 2-hour journey ahead of him. So we need to get this animal en route as fast as possible.
Splashing of the croc we have on the rope attracts other crocs. They think it's a feeding frenzy. It's very dangerous. Ready? Yes, pull it. On 3. 1. It rolls. Keep going. You ready? 1, 2, 3. As you can hear, crocs are very vocal animals. That's almost unique amongst reptiles. First thing you want to do when you catch a big croc is get the feet off the ground. Because without that leverage, there's not much you can do. Once you tape the mouth up. What's great about capturing crocodiles here on the Tarcoles is that the daytime activity, you can really appreciate how pretty these animals are. Look at those eyes. You won't find prettier eyes on any crocodiles than the American. I love these animals. Once we have the croc in the back of the truck, we're gonna have to stop as frequently as possible and wet the animal down. Try to keep it nice and cool. And if this thing is probably well over 1,000 pounds, probably pushing close to 1 ton. Go. Keep going. Man.
From the Tarcoles, we head north for the remote mangroves in the Gulf of Nicoya, which is double the distance I've ever relocated a croc before. I'm hoping that 100 kilometers might be the magic number, resulting in a crocodile staying put and enjoying his new surroundings. We're here, and hoping to release him here. If this animal's homing instinct proves strong enough, he'll travel 5 kilometers to the ocean, then swim 70 kilometers down the coast, and then back up the Tarcoles River to the bridge. So it could take months before we might see his face under the bridge, if at all. Our mission today is to simply get this crocodile to its new home as quickly as possible. But as we soon find out, there are a number of obstacles that will make the duration of this trip anybody's guess.
We got problems. It's always something. The bridge is evidently out.
We're just gonna have to take another route, but it's gonna add hours to the trip. And then it's completely backed up.
So there's a problem with the road. They said we're going to sit here for 1 hour.
What they say?
We don't have an hour.
No, let's take another road.
So we're going to go take another way. All right, let's turn around. Vamonos!
Every minute this crocodile is out of the water, my level of concern rises. Crocodiles are essentially the temperature of the environment, and they can't internally control their body temperature like you and I.
We're almost, it's been going on 4 hours. We ran into some problems, but we're almost home free. All we got to do is get the croc off the truck, attach a transmitter, and set it free. Listen, our animal's hissing. It's in good shape. We're gonna release the animal here with a transmitter on it. I mean, this is a beautiful spot here in the Gulf of Nicoya. We're in a mangrove swamp. The crocodile has everything it needs to survive right here, and this is a great place for crocodiles to live. Now the question is, will it take up residence here, or will it find its way home? Got it? The transmitter emits a signal through the antenna, which allows us to pick up the signal with our directional antenna. Okay. Transmitter is securely attached to the tail. Okay. 1, 2, 3. It's on its way. That's it, man. That's it, man. There it goes.
It could take this animal 6 months to return to the Tarcoles. I mean, maybe it'll take it 10 months. We don't know, and that's why this project is so intriguing to me. And really to any country who would consider relocating their problem crocodiles over killing the animals.
That's great. He's up, he's up. Look, there he is, right there.
As that crocodile swims away and gets lost in the mangroves, now I really don't know if I'll ever see it again, but I have high hopes that we're going to cross paths at some point in the future. I just hope it's here and not in the Tarcoles.